Hello everybody and welcome back to Too Many Nights of the Zealots. In the last episode, we set up murder at the Excelsior Hotel, and now we are ready to begin. The murder. When you come to, you are standing over the man's body. You recoil immediately at the grisly sight. Multiple stab wounds perforate his chest. Blood spills onto the floor. What in the hell happened here? And why can't you remember a thing? If there is only one investigator in the game, this agenda gets +1 doom threshold. However, we have 2 investigators, so it has a 3 doom threshold. What happened? Your head is spinning as you try to make sense of the situation. Empty bottles are scattered about the room. Your hands tingle. The shadows seem to coil and writhe around you. Were you drugged? Or is this something else entirely? As an action, spend 2 clues as a group. Draw the top card of the leads deck. Objective, if the investigators control 2 lead assets, advance. Over here is our leads deck. And we are playing on standard. We have 2 skulls. Skull is -X. X is the number of guest enemies in play. We have 1 cultist, which is a -1. If there is an innocent enemy in the victor display, reveal another token. And we have 1 tablet, which is a -3. You may place one of your clues on this location to treat this as a -1 instead. We do not have any monster tokens. Alright, Nathaniel here woke up with the bloodstained dagger and will begin in room 225. It is a crime scene. The rug on the floor is soaked with blood. Broken glass litters the couch and coffee table in the living room. The window is open, a chill breeze flowing through the long curtains. 3 shroud, 2 clues. As an action, test 3 willpower. If you succeed, remember that the investigators cleaned up the blood. As an action, test 3 combat. If you succeed, remember that the investigators hid the body. As an action, test 3 intellect. If you succeed, remember that the investigators tidied up the room. So, let's start with Daisy, who's in the foyer. It is a hall. The foyer is a grand hall of polished tile and sweeping stairs. Guests and staff move through the vast room in an almost dreamlike state. Or is that just your imagination? 2 shroud, 2 clues. As an action, resign. You flee the scene of the crime. Forced. When you attempt to move out of the foyer while there is at least 1 guest enemy here, test agility X, where X is the number of guest enemies here. If you fail, you must spend 1 additional action to move out of the foyer. Okay, so I have played this scenario before, and at least with this initial part where we're finding leads in our leads deck, there are 2 ways to go. We can either try and cover up our involvement with this murder, or we can just go straight to the police. If we go straight to the police, we will need more clues on our leads. And if we hide stuff, we will need to make sure that we have done all 3 of these things. And in fact, if we go to the police, we need to make sure that we've done none of these things. I think I've made the decision that I want to try and hide the evidence, mainly because I'm worried about the eventual Arkham officers coming in and snatching up Doom. I don't think Nathaniel is particularly well suited to get the Doom off of them, without killing them. But we really don't want to kill them. And so doing these things will mean we'll need less clues on our leads in order to proceed to the final act and agenda. So that's what I've decided. That being said, we are now ready to begin. I think Nathaniel is going to start by trying to hide the body. So he's going to enlist his trusty friend Lita Chandler as his first action. He is then going to test against the 3 combat. He has 6 with Lita Chandler, 6 to 3. That is a skull, which is the number of guest enemies in play, which is 0. So we have hid the body. I'm gonna put a little damage marker on this location to note that we've done that. Nathaniel has 1 action left. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he will draw a card as his last action. A bit risky, and he got his counterpunch. All right. Daisy. I think you will start by playing Winton Green. Cost 4. We will also fast out this magnifying glass. As her second action, she's going to move to the second floor hall. Extravagant carpeting runs along the floor, and meticulously clean walls are perforated by blood-red doors. 2 shroud, 2 clues. As a reaction, after you enter this location, you may immediately move to a connecting location. If you do, reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If a skull, cultist, tablet, monster, or autofail symbol is revealed, draw the top card of the encounter deck. Okay, well, before we do that, because it's a reaction, we can use Winton Green's reaction, since we revealed the location, to search the top 9 cards of our deck. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 2 weaknesses in there. And it will be an encyclopedia. Tome or relic. All right, so do we risk continuing on to help Nathaniel, or do we just pause and get some clues? I think that is the question that we have. I would like to get a tome down, if at all possible. We are also investigating at 6-2. This would be Daisy's last action. She doesn't have the resources to play anything else. I think she will actually use the ability. So you may immediately move if you do reveal. Okay, so we'll move. We'll reveal. We'll have 1 action to deal with this if it's an enemy potentially. It's a bit risky. Maybe this is a bad idea. We'll see. Oh, Jesus. All right, we do draw the top card of the encounter deck. This might have been a mistake. Mr. Trombley. You know, actually, that's not bad. So he is a 4 fight, 5 health, 4 evade humanoid staff. He spawns in the foyer, which is fantastic. He has Hunter, so he'll come to the second floor hall next turn. After he enters play, immediately resolve the Hunter and Patrol keywords on each other staff enemy in play. The concierge reminds you with a feverish, maddened expression. Did you request a wake-up call? Okay, honestly, that could have been a lot worse. So she played Winton Green, then she moved, and then that was a fast move. So she will now try and tidy up the room. She's testing it 5-3 only. Yeah. As a 0. We will tidy up the room. I will put a resource on it to signify that. All right, so that is our turns. Hunter enemies will move to the second floor hall, and now we will go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw, clean them out. That seems good. Gain a resource. Daisy will draw, paranoia. So she will discard all her resources, and then she will gain a resource. Honestly, not a terrible time to draw that. Okay, now we are 1 doom of 3. Nathaniel's encounter card is Blood on Your Hands. Revelation, test 2 willpower. Increase the difficulty of this test by 1 for each innocent enemy in the victory display, which is none. If you fail, take 2 horror. If you are at a crime scene location, which he is, you must also choose and discard a card from your hand. All right. I'm not sure if we can feasibly pass or do anything good about this, so I think we will just try and take it. 3-2. So -2. We do fail. So what does it say? It says take 2 horror? Yeah, 2 horror and then choose and discard a card from our hand. So Lita will take 2 horror for us, and we will discard a card from our hand. Ooh, these are all really good cards. I guess it'll be clean them out. I guess we're good on resources. I guess I could have committed clean them out, that being said, but I didn't know I was going to fail, of course. Or I didn't know I was going to succeed with that. Sorry. Now it's Daisy's encounter card, which is incriminating evidence. Revelation, attached to the nearest non-crime scene location. So that's the upstairs, what is that called? Second floor hall. Attached location gains the crime scene trait and gets +2 shroud. As a reaction, when you successfully investigate attached location, instead of discovering clues, discard incriminating evidence. All right, we'll probably need to get rid of that pretty soon. Okay, I think Daisy has a pretty good line here. She is going to gain a resource as her first action. Then she will, as her second action, spend 2 resources to play her encyclopedia. As her free tome action, she is then going to exhaust it and give herself +2 willpower. So she currently is at 5 and 6 because now we control a tome, so that her last action, she will clean up the blood. She is 6 to 3. As a -1, we do succeed. So we've done all of those things. And that is our turn. Let's see, 5 damage. Does a 1-2 punch for sure deals enough damage, but I'm just wondering if we might want to conserve that. This will deal 3. He doesn't have retaliate. We're only attacking at 6 to 4. We do have the counter punch. I'm afraid to draw, because if I draw Tommy, then that will be very bad. Albeit, it's pretty low risk if we draw Tommy. This is an interesting choice. We could have the counter punch kill him during the enemy phase. The counter punch deals 3 damage in the enemy phase. So we only need to deal 2 damage and make sure to not evade him. I think we will draw first. So I will draw a card. I'll clean them out. That's actually the best. And we're still worried about our combat score. We have 2 actions left. Nathaniel will move into the second floor hall. He will not use his reaction. Although he could, I guess. No, he's not going to do that. We're then going to clean him out for giving us 2 resources. It's effectively like it costs -2 resources. I guess we could use this bloodstained dagger. I think that getting the resources is better though. And we are attacking at 6 to 4. Okay, we're gonna try. He doesn't have retaliate. So let's see. 6 to 4. I don't think there's anything else. Well, I could commit something. Hold on. No, I think I'll just keep it like it is. 6 to 4. That is a skull, which is a 0. All right, we will deal 2 damage with Nathaniel's ability. And that is our turns. Now, during the enemy phase, he will attack. Before he attacks, he will play a counter punch. It will deal 3 damage with his ability because he can use it now since it's limit once per phase. And the counter punch gives him +2 combat, so that is 8 to 4. That is a cultist. If there is an innocent enemy in the victory display, reveal another token. There is not. We will use his ability to deal 3 damage, finishing him off. I think we will also spend a resource to play Glory and draw 2 cards. All right, so we will draw a Randall Cho and get over here, the upgraded one. All right, that is the enemy phase. So now we go to upkeep. He will draw Guts. He will gain a resource. This will ready. Daisy will draw Guts or a Mag Glass. I think we'll take the Guts, and we will gain a resource. All right, top of the round, we will place 1 Doom on the agenda. And Nathaniel's encounter card is a Conspicuous Staff. It spawns at it has 3 fight, 2 health, 3 evade, humanoid staff. It spawns at the nearest crime scene location. Luckily, this place is a crime scene now, so it will spawn with Nathaniel. And it has prey, most clues. It's a hunter. You lost? I don't think you should be here. Their eyes gleam with malice, and their knuckles turn white as they brandish the closest object they can find. And Daisy's encounter card is another one. This one actually spawns with her. I did shuffle this, correct? Well, we can definitely kill these people with ease with this get over here. And then just attack normally 2 times. Well, actually, no. Yeah, we'll have spare actions. So let's play a get over here for 2 resources. We're going to choose Daisy's conspicuous staff, moving it over to him. And attacking it, we are 5, 6 to 3. And with our ability, we should be able to kill him. 6 to 3. -1, we do kill him. I wish I had our boxing gloves, but that's what it'll have to be, I think. That was a free triggered ability, so we do now have 3 more actions. We're going to play this Monster Slayer. Actually, no. Let's just fight normally, 5, 6 to 3. We have 3 chances at this. We should be able to kill him. And then Daisy can start working on clues, because we need 4 clues minimum. -1, we will deal a damage. We're attacking again. Another -1, we will kill it. I really wish I had my boxing gloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last action, we will draw a card. Aticophobia. Okay, that could be worse. Could be worse. All right, Daisy. I think we need to wait on playing some more allies. So let's go to the suite balcony. The balcony affords a high vantage point over the rest of Arkham. Leaning over the rail, your mind reels at the thought of falling from such a height. 2 Shroud, 2 Clues. As an action, choose a humanoid enemy at Suite Balcony and test Combat 4 or Agility 4. If you succeed, take 1 direct horror and defeat the chosen enemy. If that enemy is elite, deal 2 damage to it instead. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So we have a way to throw people off the balcony, which is pretty fun. That will trigger Witten Green, and we will search the top 9 for a tome or relic asset. 3, 6, 9. That's a tome. That's a tome. I think we'll take the Forbidden Tome. Hopefully we'll be able to use it this time. I think it's pretty good in this map since there's going to be a lot of locations. And moving around and getting clues seems pretty good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So that was Daisy's first action. It was to move. How many cards does she have? She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that she will just investigate twice. She is at 5, 6, 7 to 2 twice. There's a skull, which is a -0. There's a -4, which is still a success. She gets 2 clues. She's going to use a free triggered ability to pick up the mag glass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is just so that next turn we can play the Forbidden Tome with ease. All right, that was our turns. There are no enemies, so let's go to Upkeep. Nathaniel will draw another Get Over Here, the level 0 version, however. So not as good. Daisy will draw Arcane Enlightenment or the Ward of Protection. I think we'll take the Ward of Protection and we'll get a resource. All right, we are now advancing with 3 Doom on the agenda. Arousing Suspicions. As you retrace your steps to make sense of the situation, there is a pounding on the door to the suite. "This is the police," a stern voice calls out. We've gotten reports of a disturbance. Open up. Put the set-aside Sergeant Monroe into play in the foyer. Okay, let's go get him. Here's Sergeant Monroe. Spawn one set-aside Arkham Officer enemy at the second floor hall. If there are 3 or 4 investigators in the game, spawn another set-aside Arkham Officer enemy at the foyer. So we get one in the second floor hall. Let's read him. He is a 3 fight, 3 health, 2 evade, humanoid police, innocent, which means we kind of don't want to kill him, enemy. He has aloof and he has patrol, nearest enemy with nearest location with clues, Forced, at the end of the enemy phase, move 1 clue to Arkham Officer from its location, flipping it to its doom side. As an action, parlay to test 3 willpower. If you succeed, either automatically evade Arkham Officer or flip one of its doom to its clue side and take control of it. Okay. Then it says, then shuffle each other set-aside Arkham Officer enemy into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile. That kind of sucks. We defeated all those enemies for nothing. Well, not for nothing, but you know, it's sad that they're back in the deck now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more. Okay. The lead investigator draws the set aside "What have you done?" weakness, which is this. So, Revelation, put it into Nathaniel's threat area. As an additional cost for you to parlay, you must discard a card at random from your hand. As an action, shuffle it into your deck. Oh, I'll need a sleeve for that. Okay. And that is now part of Nathaniel's deck, of course. For each of the following circumstances which is true, place 1 clue on room 225 from the token bank and place 1 doom on an Arkham Officer. The investigators have not cleaned up the blood, hid the body, or tied up the room. However, we did do that. We did do all 3. All right, let me quickly just get a sleeve for this new weakness that we just got. I hope that this weakness isn't going to be terrible, but we shall see. Okay. Now the new agenda. Special investigation. You're not the only ones interested in the strange events at the Excelsior tonight, and the police are on to you. You're still not sure what happened, or if it could happen again. Forced, after an investigator at the same location as a ready police enemy discovers 1 or more clues at that location, or deals damage to a humanoid enemy, each ready police enemy at that location engages that investigator and makes an immediate attack. That is not something we want to do. Okay. And now, of course, we will draw encounter cards. Let me clean this up just a bit. Nathaniel will draw blood in her hands again. So we're testing... Ooh, Jesus. I really want to save these willpower tests to get the clues out of the Arkham Officer. So this is a bit spooky if I want to commit this. We are also at a crime scene, so it will discard a card. And also if we fail, we take a horror. Okay, we're going to commit guts then to be at 5-2, sorry. And hope that we pass, because then we'll draw a card and not have to fail a test with a tichophobia, you know. Okay. That is a 0. We do pass. So we do not take any horror. We do not discard any cards. And we draw a card, which is a leg injury. Wow. Move, resign, or evade. Okay, so it's going to be the move that's going to be rough. We do have 3 weaknesses in Nathaniel's board right now. By the way, I should read Sergeant Monroe. He is 2 days until retirement, of course. He's an ally in police. Sergeant Monroe may be assigned damage and or horror dealt to any investigator at his location, even if he is uncontrolled. As a reaction, when Sergeant Monroe is dealt any amount of damage or horror, exhaust him. Deal that much damage to a non-innocent enemy at his location. Any investigator at Sergeant Monroe's location may trigger this ability. He has 3 health, 3 sanity, and he takes up the ally slot. Of course, he's uncontrolled right now, just in the foyer. Daisy will draw a hotel guest, which spawns at the nearest hall location, which is the second floor hall. It has aloof and patrol, which is the nearest crime scene location, which is this location. At the end of the enemy phase, if hotel guest is at a crime scene location, add 1 doom to hotel guest. As an action, test 3 willpower or 3 intellect. If you succeed, discard hotel guest. Wow, okay. We have a lot of things going on, and not a lot of ways to deal with them. I do think that we need to get the leads deck going. So Daisy's first action is going to be to spend 2 clues, takes an action, and draw the top card of the leads deck, which is the Alien Device. Revelation, put it into play in your threat area, in your play area. When you're defeated, give control of it to another investigator. A device constructed of strange parts and emitting a signal you don't hear so much as feel. The contraption smells of the stars and feels like the inescapable emptiness of the night sky. All right, she has 2 more actions left. She is going to play, let's see, how many cards will we have? We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we play the Forbidden Tome, it will still take 3 actions to activate. So that is currently not worth it. Alternatively, we could play the Lab Assistant, because that was her first action. Yeah, let's play the Lab Assistant for 2 resources to draw 2 cards. Perception and Jeremiah Kirby. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then her last action will be to move to room 225. All right. So I think Nathaniel just needs to be able to get set up. So he will discard a Tichophobia for 2 actions, and then his last action will be to shuffle What Have You Done back into his deck. It's a bit rough, but we got a little swamped with weaknesses during this previous round game. I need you to... Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's shuffle a few more times, just to be sure. Okay. And that was his whole turn. So we now go to the enemy phase. Nothing happens. And at the end of the enemy phase, we move a clue from here to the Arkham officer, and this hotel guest gets a doom. That is very, very, very worrisome. Very bad. All right, we now go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a sled dog and will gain a resource. Yeah, the Rod of Animalism seems to be a huge crutch that Nathaniel must lean on in order to get the sled dogs to work. We'll draw the other lab assistant, I think, and we'll gain a resource. Hopefully be able to play them both. All right, so there is now 3 doom in play out of 12. Nathaniel's encounter card is a Violent Outburst. Revelation, if there are no humanoid enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a humanoid enemy, draw it, and shuffle the encounter deck. Otherwise, the nearest humanoid enemy readies, moves 1 location at a time until it reaches your location, engages you, and makes an immediate attack. So we'll probably have... excuse me. We'll probably have the hotel guest engage Nathaniel and attack him. It will deal 1 damage to Lita Chandler. All right, Daisy's encounter card is Driven to Madness. Revelation, if there are no humanoid enemies in play, Driven to Madness gains Surge. Otherwise, attach Driven to Madness to the nearest humanoid enemy. Attached enemy gets +1 fight, +1 health, and +1 evade. Attached enemy loses aloof. Investigators cannot parley with attached enemy. Forced, after attached enemy is evaded, discard Driven to Madness. I don't like that at all, because the only way out for these people is if we parlay them. So I'm going to ward that. We're going to spend a resource, take a horror on the lab assistant, and be done. Daisy should have 1 horror from her trauma. I don't know why I forgot to do that. She does have 1 trauma, though. Okay, so she wards this. Okay, this is getting a little rough. We're going to have Nathaniel go first. We're going to have Nathaniel, commit Randall Cho to this parlay with the hotel guest. He's testing at 5 to 3. If we succeed, we'll discard the hotel guest, which is good because it will not add them to the victory display. Oh, actually, hold on. Okay, before I do that, we're actually going to have Daisy go first. She should hopefully be able to get 2 clues, move to the second floor hall, and then use her encyclopedia on Nathaniel. I think that is good. So she's actually going to fast out the mag glass, and now she's investigating at 5, 6, 7 to 3. She's going to do that 2 times. As a 0. As a -1. So, first 2 actions, she gets 2 clues. She will use a free triggered ability to pick up the mag glass. And now her last action, she will move to the second floor hall. She will not use its ability. And then has her free tome action, she will exhaust the encyclopedia, spend a secret, and give Nathaniel +2 willpower. Now, Nathaniel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have 3 shots at this, I think. Yeah, so you're actually going to start with parlaying the hotel guest, and you're just going to do it with no help. You're parlaying with 5 to 3. Do we have 1 willpower commit we could do? Oh, we do have the guts. That might be for later. That is a tablet. -3. You may place one of your clues on your location to treat as -1. We do fail that. Okay, that's a bit worrisome. Okay. Nathaniel, you're going to try again. You're still only 5 to 3. Elder Sign. It's not an attack, but we do successfully discard the hotel guest. And then has his last action, he's gonna try and parlay with the Arkham officer. Daisy will commit her guts, and so Nathaniel is going 7 to 3. If he succeeds, Daisy will draw a card, which is pretty good. And that is a tablet. We do not fail this time. So we take a doom. What does it say? Or flip one of its doom to its clue side and take control of it. And this says, this says discovers. So we're not actually discovering the clue, luckily. We are taking control of it. So that was doom is here. This doom gets flipped to clue, and Nathaniel will take control of it. All right, and of course, Daisy will draw a card from the guts, which is extensive research. She has 3, 6, 8 cards in her hand. All right, the enemy phase, nothing happens. The end of the enemy phase, this Arkham officer will discover this clue. Okay, we now go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a 1-2 punch and will gain a resource. Daisy will draw heavy furs or occult invocation. Well, we're not killing much. I guess we'll take... I think we'll take the occult invocation, just because it has better icons, at least. And, just in case we need to fight something. All right, at the top of the round, there is a total of 3 doom in play still. Nathaniel will draw another blood on your hands. Oof. I think this time he's going to commit Randall Cho and go 3. This is till the end of the phase. Yeah, 3, 4, 5 to 2. As a -1, he succeeds. And Daisy will draw another hotel guest, which will spawn here again. Okay, I think we'll do something similar this time, except that first we'll have Daisy. Let's see. Yeah, we'll have Daisy get the other lead as well. So Daisy will spend 2 clues, draw the top card of the leads deck, which is a sinister solution. Same text. The flask is ice cold, and the sickly green liquid within has the consistency of syrup. It smells vaguely of fish and ozone, hanging from the top of the flask, and it is a tag stamped Test 1. Alright, since we control 2 lead assets, we must advance. Gotta start somewhere. It isn't much, but it's all you've got. Your only real option now is to explore the rest of the hotel and see what you can learn. Put each of the set-aside locations in play. Okay, now we're going to have to do some finagling here. So each of these locations. So we have the hotel roof, which is... Oh, Jesus. This is going to be a lot, because this is a pretty central location. So the hotel roof is here. Well, the rooms go here. And then the office and the basement are in a little triangle here. Okay. So I think that looks about right. Basically, all of these rooms are connected to the second floor hall, except for the balcony, which connects this way. So actually, we can probably go like this. And then these are connected in a little triangle over here. This is only connected to the foyer and the second floor hall still. Okay. Next. Remove the remainder of the leads deck from the game. We'll just leave it there. Depending on which lead assets are in play, shuffle 6 cards into the encounter deck as follows, along with the encounter discard pile. So we have Alien Device and Sinister Solution. So we'll shuffle 3 set-aside copies of Encephalon Signal and 3 set-aside copies of Morbid Awareness. Okay, so let's go find those. Encephalon Signal, and Hearts of Brain, Morbid Awareness, along with the encounter discard pile. Okay, let's get this all together. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oops, sorry. To reshuffle that a few times. Okay. And we have our new act, because this is done. Our new act is following leads. Thanks to the leads you've discovered in the suite, you're fairly sure whoever framed you is still in the hotel. The only real question is where to find this person. Looking at the leads you've found, you feel like the answers are right in front of you. Objective: learn more about your leads by placing clues on them, using abilities on some locations. The more clues, the better. At the end of the round, you may choose to advance if each lead asset has at least 2 clues on it. Hint, if you wish to present this evidence to the police, you may wish to have at least 4 clues on each lead asset instead. We are for sure hiding the evidence, so we're not going to talk to the police. All right, Daisy, that was your first action. Sorry, they're at the second floor hall still, because I had to move them just a bit. I think that she will use her free tome action to bump Nathaniel's willpower by 2. And then she has 2 actions left. She is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she played Forbidden Tome. She already used her free tome action though. So she's going to, these guys are going to come down this way. So the thing about the basement and the office is I don't believe either of them use this, are related to these, but I think they also have victory? So I'm not entirely sure. I should read room 212 though. It says, the door to room 212 is locked. You cannot enter room 212 from the second floor hall. Second floor hall gains, as an action, test 4 agility to attempt to pick the lock. If you succeed, reveal to room 212 and immediately move to it. There's no way we're doing that. The office, however, says, the door to the office is locked. You cannot enter the office unless you control the manager's key. The basement gains, as an action, test 3 agility to attempt to pick the lock. If you succeed, reveal office and immediately move to it. Okay, the basement's over there. So actually, let's probably go like this. So the people are gonna move to the foyer unless we present another location with clues. This is a bit tricky. I think room 240. What does room 245 even say? What does it say? A deathly chill emanates from beneath the door to room 245. I think the roof is where the alien stuff is. So we can at least head there. Or do we want to go towards the office to towards the basement? Because I think the basement has victory. So she still has 2 actions left, right? Yes. So I think she will move twice. 1, 2 to the basement. It is a crime scene. The hum of machinery and the dim lighting make your hair stand on end. Exploring the basement will be difficult. Amidst the din, you think you hear footsteps echoing your own, just a few paces behind. It has 4 shroud, 2 clues. As an action, test 1 intellect. If you succeed, move a humanoid enemy at any location once toward the basement. As a reaction, after you defeat an enemy in the basement, move any number of clues controlled by investigators at the basement to Tome of Rituals, if it is in play. And it has victory 1, so I was right on that. Because we revealed it, we will have Witten Green search the top 9 for a tome or relic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not a relic, so we whiff. That's okay. It looks like we dodged nihilism with that, so that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do a couple more. 1, 2. Okay, and that was her last actions. So, Nathaniel currently has 2 willpower. This does say till the end of the phase, right? Yep. So he has 5 to 3 twice. We're going to start with the hotel guest. 5 to 3. 5 to 3. There's a -3. We fail. Okay, we're going to try again. -1, we do succeed, so she gets discarded. Hotel guest is discarded. And then we will try to parlay with the Arkham officer. We are again 5 to 3. This is our last action. There's a cultist. If there is an innocent enemy at your location... No, in the victory display. Okay, good. So we will take this clue. All right. The enemy phase. Nothing happens. Actually, sorry. This guy will patrol at the start of the enemy. It's not the start, but it's basically when they move during the hunter enemy step. So it will be the foyer. And then at the end of the enemy phase, it will take a clue. All right. We now will go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a mano a mano and will gain a resource. Daisy will draw the old book of lore. Oh, the cryptic research for sure. And will gain a resource. Her hands is 3, 6, 9, 10. Brilliant. We're at our hand size. Okay, if I can actually get this Forbidden Tome down, it will be a fun time. All right, so we have a total of 4 Doom in play. Nathaniel will draw a conspicuous staff. It spawns the nearest crime scene, which is our location. Daisy will draw Morbid Awareness. Test 6 willpower. Reduce the difficulty of this test by 1 for each location away from room 212 you are. So we are 1, 2, 3 locations away, so it is a willpower 3. If you fail, you must either place one of your clues on your location or take 2 horror. I think we are okay with taking 2 horror, and we have no clues, so we have to do that. So we'll test it. We're testing at 4 to 3 with Witten Green. So -4, we definitely fail. So we will take 2 horror. We will put 1 on Witten Green because she is Miskatonic, and 1 on ourselves. Okay. So I think this is the turn. Yeah, we are going to play the Forbidden Tome. for 1 resource. We currently have 3, 6, 9 cards. So this Forbidden Tome requires 2 actions. So if we will spend, or actually, hold on. If we draw 3 cards with this, we'll be at 3 plus 3 is 6, 9, 11. So we won't actually have the cards for it. That's okay. We will, however, just exhaust the Forbidden Tome, costing 2 actions, one of those being her free tome action. So it's effectively 1 action to just discover this clue. And then she actually just has 1 more action left, and she will investigate. She is at 5, 6 to 4. She will, oh, hold on. 1, 2. Yeah, she will just commit this extensive research and go 8 to 4. And as a -3, we do succeed, and I'm glad we committed that. Okay, so for sure, I think that the room 212 is where the sinister solution is, since that was from the same encounter set as it. And I think there's another way to get there, maybe from the roof, but I can't remember entirely. That was her turn, though, because she played this, she used it for 1 action, then she investigated. So it is now Nathaniel's turn. He has an enemy in front of him. He has 3, 6, 7 cards. He could just play the mono, and I think he will. He'll play it and kill this guy. He's then going to move down to the foyer, and we should not get a clue. We should not deal damage to a humanoid. I'm lucky we did that up there, actually. That's good timing that the Arkham officer moved down. We don't have good ways to solve this, so I think, and we can't move again, so we will just draw a card as our last action. Let's stand together. All right, enemy phase, nothing happens. At the end, he will discover this clue from the foyer. All right, we are now going to go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw Tommy. He is a humanoid. That is very bad. Oh no. And then we'll get a resource. Daisy will draw the other Forbidden Tome. Yeah. Hold on. Oh my god. 3, 6, 9. Okay. Yeah, okay. Is that even worth getting the other Forbidden Tome? She gets a resource. Maybe it's not even worth at this point. I think actually she might just take the Burning the Midnight Oil because she needs to be able to play the rest of her stuff, I think. But this Cryptic Research will turn it on so big. I think we will keep it. Let's be fun. We gained a resource. All right, so there is a total of 4 + 2, 6 doom out of 12 in play. Nathaniel's encounter card is another Arkham officer. All right, that is a problem. Currently, there are no locations with clues, so they won't move, at least. And they also won't get more doom, so that's good. Anyway, Daisy's encounter card is Blood on Your Hands. So she is testing 3 + 1 is 4 to 2, and she can take horror if she fails. She is at a crime scene. She'll have to choose and discard a card. She's at 3, 6, 9. If I draw 3 cards, I will go to 10. I might get the Necronomicon, which might be a problem. So I think we'll just test it. We are 4 to 2, because there are no innocent enemies in the victory display. That's a 0. All right, we will just pass. Okay, so I think we want to head towards the hotel roof. So if she move. You may move to a connecting location. Discover a clue at your location. So here's the question. If I say move to the foyer, use the Forbidden Tome to move to the 2nd floor hall, am I able to use this to then move to the hotel roof and then discover a clue at the hotel roof? You may move to a connecting location. Discover 1 clue at your location. I think I am, because the moves happen first and then the discover clues, right? I think that works like that. So we're gonna try it. We currently have, so if I play Cryptic Research, I'd be at 3, 6, 8 plus 3 is 12. So I still won't have enough. But if I just move, use this, and then get a clue. Okay, so, right. So it doesn't actually matter I play the cryptic research right now. So I will move to the foyer. I will exhaust the Forbidden Tome. Since we have 8 cards, at least 8 cards in our hand, it only costs 2 actions, one of which is going to be Daisy's free tome action. To move to the second floor hall, and then I will use that ability to move to the hotel roof, and then she has to she has to reveal a token first, sorry. Is an Elder Sign, so she does not draw the top card of the encounter deck, and she moves to the hotel roof. Wind whips across the flat, open roof as clouds roll in overhead. 3 shroud, 2 clues. Test 4 agility or 4 combat. If you succeed, move to either room 212, room 225, or room 245. As an action, test 3 willpower. If you succeed, move any number of clues controlled by investigators at this location to alien device if it is playing. Good. And then she will discover a clue with the Forbidden Tome. So we want to get this clue because then they'll stop moving towards us, which I think is really good. So she will investigate. She's currently at 5, 6 to 3. 6 to 3. 6 to 3. I think we can... Let's play the Cryptic Research to draw 3 cards. It's fast. Lady Esprit, Water Protection, and the Encyclopedia. I guess we could have them move once. No, actually, I really want them to not be in the second floor hall since... like, that's where all of the rooms are going to be connected to. Like, I want them to stay in the foyer. So I really do think we need to get this clue. So I'm going to just commit Lady Esprit. We're not going to play her. We are 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3 to get the last clue. That is a skull, which is the number of guest enemies, which is 0. And so she gets this clue. All right, Nathaniel, we really don't want to deal damage to Tommy while we are here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move to the second floor hall. As part of initiating that attack, he will make an attack against us. We will be assigning that damage to Sergeant Monroe. Sorry, buddy. So we move to the second floor hall. We have 2 actions left. I think it is time for a 1-2 punch. We'll just do the basic version, of course. No point in doing the others. We are now attacking at 5, 6, 7 to 2. -1, we do succeed. We're now attacking at 8 to 2 with the second attack from 1-2 punch. So -2, we will deal 2 damage. Then, I forgot to actually do this before, I can just attack normally with the Bloodstained Dagger to deal 1 damage, and be at 5, 6, 7, 8 to 2. As a -2, we will finish off Tommy Malloy. We are still, of course, leg injured, but we only moved once that turn, so that's perfect. All right, that is our turns. The enemy phase will happen. They have nowhere to patrol to, and there are no clues on their location, so nothing else happens. We are then going to go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a Vicious Blow, and will gain a resource. Daisy will draw Guts or the Pantalone. Ooh, I think we'll take the Pantalone. It's a little slower, but I think in the long run, it will benefit us. There is now 5 plus 2 is 7 Doom in play out of 12. Nathaniel's encounter card is Conspicuous Staff that will spawn and engage with him. Daisy's encounter card is Driven to Madness. The nearest humanoid enemy is the Conspicuous Staff. That's totally fine. It gets +1 health. I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's totally fine. Because we'll just play a Monster Slayer. So we're playing a Monster Slayer. We're attacking at 5, 6 to 4. Ugh. Okay, maybe a little bit more worrisome. Okay, instead of playing a Monster Slayer, we're going to play the Sweeping Kick, spending a resource. So now we are attacking at 5, 6 plus 2 is 8 to 4. And we will deal 3 damage because it deals +1 damage. And then our Nathaniel's ability will deal the final damage. And as a tablet, those are the -3, we will succeed. So we will kill this thing. Yeah, it's just that we couldn't parlay with it, of course. That was his first action. His second action will be to move to the hotel roof. His third action will be to attempt to go to room 212 with this ability. He's testing at 6 to 4. 6 to 4. I think that's we'll have to do that. 6 to 4. As a 0. So move to room 212. And of course, room 212 says that we can't move there from the second floor hall. So this is a way to bypass it. We go to room 212. Room 212 has 4 shroud, 4 clues. As an action, test 3 intellect. If you succeed, move any number of clues controlled by investigators at this location to sinister solution, if it is in play. A mass of inhuman matter sits in a glass tub on the desk, connected to all manner of strange and futuristic lab equipment. The bed nearby looks like it was never slept in. Sitting on the mattress is a case of vials, each filled with green, viscous liquid. It has victory 1. Okay, so a little bit worrisome that technically, there are enough clues to, there are clues for the Arkham officers to take, but I think we just need to go really fast now. So Daisy, you're going to, let's see, you have 3, 6, 9, 11. Okay, so you're going to play the lab assistant for 2 resources. She draws you 2 cards. Daisy's tote bag and drawn to the flame. We're now at 3, 6, 9, 12. We're going to do this willpower test. We're currently at 4 to 3. We will commit this Daisy's tote bag to go 6 to 3. And hope to God. As a -3. I'm glad we did that. If you succeed, move any number of clues controlled by investigators at this location to alien device. Okay, so to be fair, the more clues on the things, the better. And I think we'll do all 4 because we should be able to get the rest of the clues here and then do that test as well. So I'm going to do all 4 that we have. That was Daisy's second action. She has 3, 6, 9, 11. So this is still at 2 actions. So she won't be able to get to room 212 this turn. That is a bit unfortunate. I could have used the encyclopedia then instead of committing that. That's fine. Her third action will be to move to the second floor hall. Okay. So we now go to enemy phase. There is now a location with clues, so these guys will both patrol towards it. Oop. And now we go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw a boxing gloves. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He will gain a resource, of course. Daisy will draw cryptic writings or another Jeremiah Kirby. I think we'll take the cryptic writings. And we'll gain a resource. We are at 3, 6, 9, 12. That is our hand size as well, with the double lab assistant. Okay, there is 8 doom in play out of 12. Nathaniel will draw a hotel guest, which spawns at the nearest hall location, which is here. It's a bit worrisome, but I think it's okay. Daisy will draw another hotel guest, which also spawns here. So these people will move. They'll get 2 clues, unless we can get all the clues. Is it possible for us to get all of the clues? Because then we'll be at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 1 is 11. Ooh, that's super risky. It is possible for us to get all the clues. because if we do this, we play Drawn to the Flame, then we still have an action too. We might be able to even to advance this turn if we get all of the clues. Well, we will for sure be able to get at least, yeah. So okay. It's risky, but I think we'll do it. I think we can do it. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9, 12. So this thing's action cost is reduced to 1. So Daisy will use her free tome action to move to room 212 and get a clue. She now still has 3 actions. Her first of those 3 actions will be to play Drawn to the Flame. She draws an encounter card, which is a Morbid Awareness. She can take 2 horror. That's totally okay. So she's testing at 4 to 6. So -2, of course we fail. We will take 2 horror. We will put 1 horror on this lab assistant and 1 horror on ourselves because they're both Miskatonic, so we can't put more than 1 on them. And then she'll get 2 clues from here. 1, 2, 3. And she gets 2 clues. Okay, so that was her first action. Second action, she's going to investigate. She is at 5, 6 to 4. She will commit this cryptic writings to go 8 to 4. That is a tablet, which is a -3. She will get this last clue. This says, you may place a clue on your kitchen tree as a -1. That's totally fine. Then her last action will be to use the action ability on room 212. So she is testing at 6 to 3. We just need to succeed. So we will commit this mag glass, 0, for it. And now we are 7 to 3. And we can place any number of our clues on the sinister solution. And that is a skull, which is a -2. Since there are 2 guests, we do pass. It says any number of clues, correct? Any number of clues. So, oh wow, we even had... Sure, let's put 6 clues on the sinister solution. Why not? I don't think that could possibly go wrong, right? So that was Daisy's turn. And it says, at the end of the round, you may choose to advance. Okay. We can just try to get rid of these hotel guests, I guess. Or we can play the boxing gloves. Let's do that first. So we'll play the boxing gloves. This will discard the bloodstained dagger. It costs 2. That's totally fine. Let's also play Stand Together to gain 2 resources back. And then you will gain 2 resources, Daisy. And then draw a card. There's another Monster Slayer. Okay, enemy phase. These Arkham officers don't move since there are no clues. Both of these hotel guests get a doom. We will go to upkeep phase. Nathaniel will draw another Stand Together and we'll gain another resource. Daisy will draw after readying this up. The Archive of Conduits. That is fantastic. And we'll gain a resource. All right, at the end of the round, we will choose to advance. The Truth. Read Scenario Interlude, The Truth, on page 10 of the rules booklet. All right, here is The Truth. Your investigation is halted by Sergeant Monroe, the very same police sergeant who had spurned your earlier warnings about the Excelsior Hotel. He is clearly exasperated by all of the strange happenings in the building and demands answers. Now listen here, he says, his hand twitching toward his holstered gun. I'm a reasonable man, but you're looking mighty suspicious. You better tell me everything that's going on right now, you understand? Or you're going to take a one-way trip to the big house. The investigators must decide, choose one. Tell them the truth, lie about the involvement. We are definitely lying. So let's go to truth 3. You do the only thing you can think to do in the moment. Lie through your teeth. After all, there is no way the police would understand all of the strange occurrences within the hotel. And even if they did, you don't expect them to turn a blind eye to all the evidence pointing in your direction. Sergeant Monroe will only believe you if you successfully covered up your involvement. If all of the following circumstances are true, skip to the truth 6. Otherwise, proceed to the truth 4. So, we cleaned the blood, hid the body, and tidied up the room, and there are no innocent enemies in the victory display. So we will go to the truth 6. I'll clear these since we don't need them anymore. The truth 6. Sergeant Monroe nods along to your story, convinced. All right, he says. Sounds like you really did have nothing to do with this, but maybe you can help me find the real culprit. Somebody in this damned hotel is a murderer, and we're gonna find them. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least the police won't be a problem anymore. Remember that the police are on your side. Choose an investigator to take control of the Sergeant Monroe story asset. Move him to that investigator's threat area. Search the encounter deck, discard pile, and all play areas for each copy of Arkham Officer and remove them from the game. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Skip to truth 7. Okay. So this is a problem because he will knock off somebody. Either Lita Chandler or Witten Green, probably. We do have the boxing gloves now, so I think we can afford to get rid of Lita Chandler. Albeit, I'm going to be sad if the thing we spawned is a monster. We don't have the damage to kill it. But it is what it is. So, Sergeant Monroe will go here. Remove all Arkham officers from the game. Thank you. Lots of Doom on them, please. Oh, these two still have Doom on them. That might be a problem. Should be one more in here. We'll need to shuffle the discard pile into the deck in a second. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Truth 7. Thanks to your cunning investigation, you now have a better idea of what is going on. You're not the real culprit here. There is much more happening behind the scenes of the Excelsior Hotel, and you're just caught in the middle. Resolve the text below based on which 2 lead assets are controlled by the players. So we need the alien device and sinister solution. There it is. The victim was experimenting with extraterrestrial brain matter and attracted the attention of another creature from beyond the stars. Between the concoction you were forced to drink and the signal emitted by that horrible device, it's a wonder you are able to think properly at all. You hear a crash and an unearthly screech from the rooftop. Perhaps you can turn this strange potion to your advantage. Remove all Doom from play. That's nice. Advance the act and agenda deck to the set aside the True Culprit version 2. It is both the current act and current agenda. All right. So these are gone. Version 2 is this one. I'll read it in a sec. Move all clues from alien device to sinister solution. All right, so we have 10 clues on the sinister solution. Spawn the set aside otherworldly meddler at the hotel roof. Place 2 Doom on otherworldly meddler. Okay. Here is the otherworldly meddler. He has 4 fight, 10 health, 3 elite. He's a monster! Ah, frick. Migo and Elite retaliate. Forced, when otherworldly meddler would take damage from an attack, remove 1 Doom from otherworldly meddler. Then reduce the damage dealt by 1. Forced, after an investigator is defeated, add 3 Doom to otherworldly meddler. He spawns at the hotel roof and he comes in with 2 Doom. And then we have our new agenda and act, basically. The True Culprit version 2 with 8 Doom threshold. Sinister Solution gains as an action. If you are in room 212, test Intellect 2. If you succeed, you may remove 2 clues from Sinister Solution to either exhaust Otherworldly Meddler or deal it 2 damage. If Otherworldly Meddler is defeated, we advance. That is awesome. All right, that was the end of the round. And now we go to the Mythos phase. So we place 1 Doom on the current agenda, which is that. We'll draw encounter cards. Nathaniel will draw a blood on your hands. So we don't need any more clues. So Daisy should be able to just commit to her heart's content, but it's not a lot that she can commit even. She'll commit this encyclopedia though. So she's going. Sorry, Nathaniel is going 4-2 with that commits. As a -1, he succeeds. Where is it? There it is. And Daisy will draw a violent outburst. If there are no humanoid enemies in play, there is, though. The nearest humanoid enemy readies, moves until it reaches a location, engages you, and makes an immediate attack. So it will move and engage Daisy and deal 1 damage. That's a bit of a problem. I had a sick play that I could have done that is now a little bit more worrying, because I'd be able to play the Archive of Conduits, move Nathaniel to the hotel roof. I mean, I could technically still do it. Oh, I could do the Occult Invocation instead. So this could... No, I don't want to kill her. Oh yeah, I can just parlay her. Yeah, let's just parlay her. So we parlay, we play the Archive, then we move Nathaniel. The question is, does Nathaniel have the damage? I think with Lita, he definitely had the damage. So let's see how much damage 1-2 punch would deal. So the first damage would deal 3 damage, -1 is 2. The second attack would deal 3 damage, -1 is 2. So this represents 4 damage, then 5 damage, and then 9 damage. So that is not enough. Oh, we can have Sergeant Monroe kill him. Okay, that sounds good. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you can just deal horror to Sergeant Monroe, deal damage back, and take the damage ourselves. Take the rest of the damage ourselves. Okay. Good plan. Daisy, go talk to this woman. We are 5-6-3. We'll commit Jeremiah Kirby to go 7-3. I think we can just kill it in 1 turn. Do we think it's worth to go into room 245 to see if there's victory? Maybe. Maybe. So -2, we will discard the hotel guest after successfully parlaying with her. Okay. We're still going to do our thing. So we're going to spend 4 resources to play the Archive of Conduits. Running out of room here a little bit. It gets 4 ley lines. We will immediately put a ley line on the hotel roof. And then our last action is going to be to use the Archive of Conduits ley line ability to move Nathaniel to the roof. It's not a move action, so it does not count towards his leg injury. Oh, okay, hold on, sorry. Before I did that, since no variance happened, I would have boosted Nathaniel's combat with this encyclopedia as Daisy's free tome action. Okay, so Nathaniel currently has 7 combat base. All right, Nathaniel. You are going to play the upgraded 1-2 punch. It costs 2 resources. You automatically succeed, deal +1 damage. Because we automatically succeed, we'll also commit the vicious blow to deal extra damage. So we are at... It deals +1 damage. So that's 2 damage, 3 damage. Nathaniel uses this ability for 4 damage. And then it says, remove a doom, reduce the damage dealt by 1. So we will deal 3 damage. Okay, then we attack again. We are attacking with +3 combat and deal +2 damage. So we are at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10-4. The -2, so we will deal 3 damage, -1 is 2 more damage. So he's currently at 5 damage. So now we're attacking with the Monster Slayer. Oh, I forgot last time we actually had +2 combat on this. Anyway, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 4. We'll only deal 2 damage. That is a cultist. There are no innocent enemies in the victor display, so we will deal 2 more damage, going up to 7 damage. And we will play the other Monster Slayer for the same thing, 9 to 4. So -2, we will deal 2 more damage. It has 9 health, 9 damage on him. All right, so here's the decision. Do we go to room 245 to get more victory? Yeah, let's do it. We're in a campaign. We go for victory. So the enemy phase, the otherworldly meddler will attack Nathaniel Cho for 2 and 2. It will deal him. Oh, sorry. So he's at 5 health and 3 horror. And then the hotel guest, because she's at a crime scene, will get a doom. All right, we go to upkeep. Nathaniel will draw another boxing gloves, which is useless. Daisy will draw nihilism. Okay. And she will get a resource. There is currently 3 doom in play out of 8. Nathaniel will draw another hotel guest, because that's not a hall. Daisy will draw morbid awareness. I guess she can afford to take 2 more horror. Yeah. Let's see. We have 3, 6. We have 7 cards. All right. We're 4 to 6. There's a skull, which is a -0. We still fail. We have no clues, so we must take 2 horror. One of them will go on Wood and Green, and one of them will go on herself. All right, so we can basically just end this whenever we want. So let's go check out room 245. How many cards do we have? We have 7. So this will only get discounted 3 times. So if we just move and then use this, it will be our entire turn, which I guess could be worse. Okay, so we're going to move, and we're going to use the Forbidden Tome to move into room 245. Well, actually, I could do the same trick I did before, right? Because I can use the Forbidden Tome to move, use this to move, reveal a token. -1, so we don't draw an encounter card. And, sorry, let me just make sure I got this right. So I have 7 cards, so this is discounted by 1 action. It costs 3 actions then. So we'll have 1 spare action, because one of the actions will be Daisy's free tome action. Okay, so let's reveal room 245. We'll get a clue from it. A deathly chill emanates from beneath the door to room 245. 2 shroud, 2 clues. As an action, test 3 intellect. Only the top card of your discard pile may be committed to this skill test. Place it on the bottom of your deck after this test resolves. If you succeed, remove any number of clues controlled by investigators in room 245 to time or unlock it if it is in play. The room beyond is immaculate, seemingly untouched in quite some time. And there are only 2 clues here. Okay, well, we can just end the game then. Because we pick up one of the clues with the rest of the Forbidden Tome. Then we will investigate. We are investigating at a 5, 6 to 2. Yep. So -1, we'll get a clue. All right, Nathaniel, let's punch a man. We're going to commit a sled dog. We are now 5, 6, 7, 8 to 4. Final punch. As a -1, we'll do 1 damage, and it is defeated. All right. So we do advance this. Pawn on the cosmic board. If this agenda advanced because you completed its objective. The alien device hums and pulses for a few more moments before finally going silent. It rests in your hands, cold and still, seemingly an unassuming trinket once more. You breathe a bit easier and find some measure of comfort in knowing that the strange goings-on of the Excelsior have been put to rest, at least for now. Okay, that was Resolution 1, so let's go read it. Nobody will ever believe what you witnessed at the Excelsior. Not 3 days later, the hotel was open again, like nothing had ever happened. You know better, though. You witnessed it all firsthand. The events continue to haunt your dreams and your waking thoughts. Even now, you go out of your way to avoid the Excelsior, though weeks have passed and there has been no sign of any other nefarious schemes within its accursed walls. The only thing that can quiet the echoing memories of that horrible experience is a visit to the local speakeasy. But all the booze in the world can't keep the grisly visions from your nightmares, waking you in the dead of night with a violent start, soaked in sweat. That's when you notice the person asking around town about the Excelsior. Innocent questions at first, more prodding with each passing day. Surely they will believe you. Somebody has to. You may have broken free of the Excelsior's grasp, but there will be other victims. Of that you are sure. You grab a piece of paper and hastily scribble a note. It's all a facade. Room 225 tonight. It's not over. If they can see past the veil of the Excelsior's operations, then maybe others can too. It may not be too late to stop it all from happening again. In your campaign log, record the Excelsior is quiet for now. The lead investigator must add the what have you done weakness to their deck. They may also choose to add the bloodstained dagger story asset to their deck as well. Both cards do not count toward that investigator's deck size. If the police are on your side, which they are, any one investigator may choose to add Sergeant Monroe to their deck. This card does not count towards the investigator's deck size. If the police don't believe you, they don't, but we would have gotten another weakness if there was at least a police enemy in the victory display. Anyway, each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. And that is Murder at the Excelsior Hotel. Let's count up the... Well, first of all, so Nathaniel earned the What Have You Done weakness. So, what have you done? I think he's going to choose not to add the Bloodstained Dagger. Yeah, it just gets in the way of the boxing gloves. We have the sled dogs for the extra attack, so we will choose not to add this. However, I think he will also add Sergeant Monroe. I'm looking to get a charisma potentially to be able to have all these allies that we have. So yes, he earns Sergeant Monroe. I like doing all this where I draw a little box and then murder at the Excelsior Hotel. Check it off. What does it say also? It says... the Excelsior is quiet for now. Okay, now let's count the victory. So, in the victory display, we have 1, 2, 3. Then here, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 victory. Well, we're going to have a nice sleep in the hotel, I think. But when we wake up, we are not going to be where we think. We're going to be in Egypt. Where is the thing I left? Here it is. We're going to go to Egypt. I know that the cultists are doing their thing at midnight. It's okay. Because of time zones, this is actually happening before midnight. Because you know, we're in Egypt. It's the other side of the world. Anyway, it's totally fine. It costs 2 experience to play the Eternal Slumber. That's the first one, right? Yeah. So we only get 5 experience, which is still fantastic. All right. Well, that was Murder at the Excelsior Hotel. Honestly, I was expecting that to go a lot worse because I wasn't really confident in Nathaniel's ability to pass these parlay checks. But luckily, Daisy was able to help out a lot with her encyclopedia. We had some good commits, and we were able to go pretty quickly. So the Doom clock was okay if it went a little faster than normal. Also, this Archive of Conduits continues to be awesome. Just moving Nathaniel ready to deal like 9 damage in 1 turn seems really good. I didn't even have to use any of the clues from the Sinister Solution. All right, well, that was Murder at the Excelsior Hotel. In the next episode, we are going to be going to Egypt. Until then, this is SuperFang99 signing off.